Listen, a lot of people have probably considered changing their eye colour at some point. Do you remember that weird craze of that one, like, fake genetic mutation that gave you purple eyes? I actually really believed it. I was like, oh my god, people are being born with purple eyes, Gen Z. Was that a thing? I also used to be obsessed with, like, coloured contact lenses when I was younger, and I used to want to wear them, like, every single day. Not because I hated my eye colour, just because I was like, how fun. And there's also the whole, like, you can change your eye color with vibrations YouTube videos with like millions of views. It's so odd. Procedure wise though, this is something you can actually have done, and there's a couple of ways a surgeon would go about it. The riskiest one is similar to basically having permanent contacts, and more recently they figured out that you can actually have a special type of ink put on top of your irises. We did a video about this before, and just looking at it though, we didn't get too deep into it. We just were seeing how people got it done and the results. Obviously, both can be super dangerous, right? With complications ranging from forever itch, which sounds awful, all the way to permanent blindness. I just don't think it's worth risking your eye health just to change the color. We can get really great contact lenses that last 12 months. As long as you keep them in good shape, they're 12-month expiry, and you can just buy a color pair of contact lenses for like $12 a year rather than risking your whole eye health. To me, that's crazy. I personally wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it unless it was really, really like advanced. You know what I mean? No, but then I don't think I would. Maybe I'll go to like a lighter hazel. I don't know. Let's have a look though at one of the people behind this operation.
Last week, I spoke in Dubai at the International Keratopigmentation meeting. Enjoy this clip.
The thing that I've learned about this procedure is that unlike anything else in ophthalmology except oculoplastics, this is really the first time that we have surgery meet the artistic component. It's like being a sculptor, and there's a subjective component to not just the ink application, but also the channel extension, how much limbus to leave. Here's a surgical technique. First, open the channel. I use a Sinski hook. I know Alex uses a different hook. There's lots of different options, but you have to open the original incisions, and then use whatever instrument you used initially to separate the channel. I first inject BSS, so I've got fluid within the channel before I start to work on removing the pigment. And then I start to dislodge the pigment with an instrument, and it's made by Epsilon, called they call it the box rocker oleo spatula. And then using that to basically rub the roof and the base of the channel to help loosen up the granules of pigment. Because you've got BSS already in the channel, you start to get those pigment granules suspended in the channel, and that really helps to the process of then squeegeeing it out of the channel.
Procedure risks include light sensitivity and irritation.
So that was Dr. Brian Boxer-Watchler, and he is one of the main people piloting the surgery as well as behind most of the results you might find online. And speaking of results, let's have a look at some. And again, a content warning. Some of the videos do have like a shock factor, nothing gory and no blood, anything like that. It's just unsettling, a little bit uncomfortable to watch.
Yesterday, I had my eye color changed.
And you're a physician yourself, so...
I am a physician, yes.
So you know all about the inside information on medical procedures.
Yes, it was an amazing experience. The pre-exam was comprehensive, and it was the most comprehensive exam I've ever had. I was so excited to have the procedure done because I don't have to wear contacts anymore. I wore contacts for more than 10 years.
What color did you get?
I got olive green.
How long have you been wanting to change your eye color for?
I found out about this procedure about maybe a year ago. Once I found out about it, I got more and more intrigued by it.
How do you feel about now having green eyes?
Very satisfied and pleased with the results. It does seem like it's surreal and too good to be true.
And when you look at yourself in the mirror, how do you feel?
I feel like green suits my personality a bit more.
What would that be?
You know, mischievous, kind of artistic, creative.
How was the procedure itself?
The procedure was relatively quick.
Your husband doesn't know you've done this. What do you think he's going to say when he sees you?
If he notices, which after 30 years he really might not, because he has not noticed some hair color changes and Botox, honestly he hasn't. But I think he'll be floored and then dig it.
I have to be real. These just look like bad color contacts. I have color contact lenses that look more real than this. And I know there's a kind of thing like, oh, you have to put them in every day. They dry out in your eyes. But again, they look better. These look like cheap color contact lenses. I'm glad these people are happy with it because it's such a risk. It really is. And I'm glad they're happy with the way it looks. But honestly, they don't look good. They look like a disc of color. There's no depth to it. There's no like, I don't know, they're just really, really strange looking. And listen, obviously it's ultimately up to the person deciding to have the procedure. And again, Hope they're all happy with the results, as it is permanent. But I just don't think any of them look good. Maybe the light hazel that kind of looked real, but it still looked flat. You know what I mean? I definitely thought there would be more recovery. Like maybe sleeping with those like goggles on, or being like having those goggles on for a few days. I don't know. I just can't imagine. What if you hate them? What if you start to look at them and think they look sore and weird and awful? So again, listen, I'm hoping all these people have enjoyed their results, but that isn't the case for everyone. Listen, if you don't like the results of this, it's permanent. I don't think they can go in and suck it out. Apparently it isn't reversible. They definitely need a way to like dissolve it, but in the eyes as well, like leaving stuff in the eyes, it's really, really strange. Also, what if you're not in the right like mind frame to change your body like this, to have, you know, to be like, one day, I want blue eyes, because maybe you're not thinking straight. And then the next week you're like, oh, that was a mistake. I've completely changed my body. Who am I? You know what I mean? I can imagine something like this might attract some clients that might not be thinking about the actual consequences of this, you know? I think it is quite a risky surgery. Now, this creator, Jasmine, had one of these surgeries done, and it went viral for not going to plan.
Hey guys, I said when I get on here, I would at least, at the minimum, put on chapstick, but today's a little bit different. So I like to tell stories and life lessons, but yesterday I certainly didn't think that I would be a life lesson. So for some time, I've been wanting to enhance certain things about myself. And one of the things that kind of stuck out to me as I have scrolled on social media, I've been seeing people get this eye color change. Now, I ain't with the aqua blues and the greens and, you know, at least not for my skin complexion. But there was a couple of people that I saw get this procedure, and I thought it was so pretty. Both of them had got the procedure to get like a brown type of color. And I know it's like, why would you go get your eye color changed just to get brown eyes? But I just personally
Absolutely, I absolutely understand that. Going from like a brown to like a hazel, beautiful. Brown eyes are beautiful too, but if you want to change them up a little bit, a lighter brown is also nice. Bright eyes always look good, but then also so do really deep, dark, almost black eyes. The way they catch the light is stunning. So listen, I don't judge people for wanting to get certain procedures done. I would try everything if it was safe.
think brown eyes are just so pretty. One of the people, they had it, I think it said hazelnut brown. I just thought it was gorgeous. And then another girl had got it, but with another eye doctor. I don't remember the name that it said, but it was like just a dark brown. And I'm
That looks real. That looks good. That kind of looks like my eyes when it's in the light. That looks real. The way that's done looks real.
like, okay, my eyes look kind of black. Like they're dark brown, they look black. I'll get like one of these browns. I like it. I'm already thinking of what kind of eyelashes I'm gonna get. I'm thinking of how I'm gonna do my eyeshadow. Again, it's not a big change, but that brown color, I'm thinking it'll just make my big old eyes pop even more. So I'm like, I'm wanting this. So I finally go and I get a consultation. Now, supposedly, there are so many people that are wanting this procedure. When you book your consultation and you choose to get this procedure, you're waiting. So I had to wait like a month and a half. But during my consultation,
Not too long.
they didn't even have the color in stock that I wanted, because the colors that are in stock are the light colors, the icy gray, the aqua blue. People get eye color change, they want light eyes. They're not going to go get brown eyes. So people like me, which is rare, that want brown eyes, they have to order those colors. I had to order this color, and the color that I ordered is called maroon. Now,
And listen, sorry to keep interrupting, but when we did a video about this earlier, in its early stages, there were people mixing the colors themselves. So if they had to like order a few different colors, from what I remember.
the color maroon, maroon is maroon. You Google it, it's a brownish red. And
Like a
it's
reddy-
dark, but I'm okay with that. I'm ready to rock it. So I wait a month and a half. They text me and they email me, let me know your color has arrived. I'm excited. You can come in for your appointment on this day, this time.
I'm nervous for
I
her.
get dressed, I get ready. My appointment is here. I'm ready to go. And I do just that. I go. So I'm nervous. They say, it doesn't hurt, but this is your eye. It just, I don't know. I always want something done, but I don't like the little pains and discomfort. But surprisingly, this was not painful. It just felt it felt a little uncomfortable. You feel pressure on your eye for a few seconds, but again, it doesn't hurt. They give you something to relax you. And even though they gave me something to relax me, I'm just still anxious, not just because of the pressure, but I'm ready to see what these eyes looking like.
And especially because it's a permanent change, right? It's your eyes. I would be nervous if someone was poking around my eyes. And then to have something change permanently and be like, you can't see it while it's happening because they're literally in your eyes, and be like, this is it. This is what I'm going to look like for the rest of my life.
Like, okay, I'm ready. So he does one eye and he says, okay, I'm going to let you see it. He moves my bed. I lift up my head. He gives me a mirror. I look and I said, I did just that. Let me just tell you, okay, child, look. He did one eye. I said, what? That's what I did. Because I still can't process. I cannot process how I feel and this is not brown.
They put blue in her eyes. Is there not a way to say this? Can you not mix? Can you now not put a bit of brown in?
Is this? I don't know if this is gray. I don't know if this is green. I was in there crying, and there's other people in the I don't know if that's called an operating room, procedure room, what, but I didn't want to make a scene, even though
Why? They're
my
your
feelings are
eyes.
hurt. I'm shocked. I'm upset because I have to pay. You have to pay money for this, and you pay for what you want. I didn't want it. Maybe the rest of the people may want that. I wanted brown. What happened to maroon? Now, I know these colors come from France, and I don't know how they define maroon, but Google defines it as like a brownish red.
Maroon is nowhere near green, blue. Maroon is almost burgundy, but more brown. 100%.
I don't know what this is. I'm so embarrassed when I go. I just got it done yesterday, and I just cried all day yesterday. And I was going to make this video yesterday, but I said, I don't want to be too emotional. And, the doctor is so sweet, and I think that he did an amazing job. The procedure itself, the smoothness of the color, and
But it's
just
wrong.
how he applied it. It's not his fault that the company say, this is maroon, and they even show you on their website, this is what maroon looks like, which to me was a brown. But then you open up the package and it's this. And when the doctor opened it, he said, I did notice that it wasn't brown. He said, but with these procedures, a lot of the times the colors do not look the way they're going to look once you apply it. So he's thinking, once I apply it, maybe once it settles, it's going to be brown. It never turned brown. It never turned brown. I feel like I'm about to play in a movie where you know what? I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, stop talking yourself into
I talked to the doctor. I told him, I don't want you to do the other eye. I said, because I want them to correct this and send the right color. He said, well, even if we change it to the brown that you originally wanted, you'll have mixed match eyes if I don't at least do the other eye this color. So he does both eyes, and they're trying to cheer me up, him and the other people in the operating room. I'm just in there just crying. They took a before picture.
Wait, so does that mean they can go in with a new color and lay it on top? Because then fine. Well, it's not fine at all, but at least there's a fix. You know what I mean? Is that what I mean?
They have to take an after picture, and I couldn't. I'm just like told them, this is not right. I'm not happy, and I don't. So anyway, long story short, life lesson. I don't really know. Let me figure out how to process what the life lesson is for this. But I will say, as I make videos on this platform, which I would like to do, you're going to see me with these sunglasses on.
Oh, that's awful. That is terrible. I really hope they can go over the top with a brown, because that's a big fuck up. Can she sue them, or has she signed something now? You know what I mean? But then also as well, like, you wouldn't name a blue maroon. That's crazy, because even in French and Italian, wait, marron, what does that mean in French? 1 second. Wait, it's a French word, right? Because even in French, maroon or marron is brown. So how could that go so wrong? And surely, like, maybe even like a contact lens or the color on the actual box itself wouldn't go amiss. Oh my God, this is really strange. But if a doctor has also had a lot of training in this, have they had experiences where the blue turns to brown? I don't think so. I swear we saw someone mixing a brown and it was brown. Like, they wouldn't get it and be like, oh, I want sky blue, and then it's a dark brown. You know what I mean? It sounds like grounds for a lawsuit, 100%. There's different. You can expect different results from this, right? Being underwhelmed, maybe not liking it too much and having to get used to it, and then there's expecting brown eyes that are a shade or two lighter than your own, and then walking out with grey blue eyes. The way they handled it, I would have been devastated if I did that to someone. I'd be like, I've just ruined your life. I've just ruined life. Listen, they don't look terrible. She doesn't look like, oh my gosh, don't leave a house. But I can't understand how it must feel to know that is permanent. Like, it must be strange having to look at yourself. I hope they offered to fix it. I hope there's some level of responsibility that they took. That is insane. Because that is insane. All right, let me know your thoughts down below. Would you get something like this? Seeing how far it's come, seeing now that things like this can happen, these kind of mistakes where even the doctor themselves, the practitioner, is like, whoopsie, I thought it would turn brown. Let me know your opinions down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.